Hi there, I'm Chris Hunt with Trout Unlimited, and we're going to do a series of tips here based on fly fishing small streams. It's summertime here in the Colorado Rockies, and it's the perfect time of year to be out up in the high country for a couple of reasons. One, you can kind of beat the heat a little bit that you might find down lower on bigger waters. And two, you can beat the crowds who are also down there on those bigger waters. A couple things that I like to keep in mind when I fish small water is that the fly selection, while not always very important, you want something that you can see rather than so much that the fish can see. Trout in these sort of austere high country environments, they're not going to be real picky. So anything that looks like food is probably going to get a look. But what I like to do when I fish high country waters is take attractor patterns, and they're pretty simple. Like here's your old standby purple haze. My personal favorite is a Royal Coachman. A Parachute Adams is a good choice, usually in size 12 to 14. Here's your old stimulator pattern. Here's a stimulator with some rubber legs. If you're going to go underwater, and sometimes, not often, but sometimes the backcountry trout are a little more picky and they want something under the surface. A Prince Nymph is always a good choice. Something that I like to do that not a lot of other small stream anglers like to do is fish with wet flies that you can swing, and they essentially swing right under the surface, and they're great for backcountry trout. And then of course there's a little bunny tail leech pattern, a streamer pattern that will also work in small water. Remember, the trick is not to go necessarily big, but big enough to where you can see the fly and put it over the right runs for the fish. And in future tips here, we're going to talk about how to approach some of these typical small stream waters and how to get into some trout in the high country.